Hi everyone. First up, I want to start with a question because everyone knows interaction is the best part of talks. Who here reckons they could tell me why people don't prepare for natural hazards? Hands up. Who reckons they could guess? Oh, no one's brave. Okay, that's fine. Well, I could talk to those of you who put your hands up, and some of you might be right, some of you might not be. Unfortunately, that method is not particularly scientific. So for people like me who want to understand why people don't prepare for natural hazards, we have to do slightly more intensive research. Takes a little bit longer, uses slightly more resources. So we ask as many people as we can, why are you not preparing for natural hazards? So that we can understand their reasons, and we can address those reasons and try to get them acting in the way we want them to. I've actually been accused by some of my research participants of being part of a government brainwashing conspiracy because I'm trying to get people to act on how I want to, which technically isn't entirely wrong if you want to look at it like that, but you know, my motives are good, so it's fine.
The road to hell.
So we know a lot of factors that affect preparation for natural hazards. A lot of them are quite difficult to manipulate though. Things like age and gender and natural hazard experience, quite difficult, possibly unethical to try to manipulate. Other ones, like whether people think they are at risk of the natural hazard, are a bit easier to manipulate, but they're really difficult to manipulate successfully. So kind of getting towards what Miles was talking about earlier, if people don't feel threatened by something, they're not going to act, but if people feel too threatened, they're also not going to act. So the brain has lots of ways to protect us if we feel too scared. Unfortunately, preparing for the scary thing isn't a typical strategy that the brain uses. Now, a lot of other people think that financial cost is a reason why people don't prepare, and this might be true for some actions, things like purchasing a water tank, that are objectively more expensive than others. But I've found so far in my research that if I ask people why they're not preparing, they will either say, I hadn't thought about doing it, or I haven't got around to it. Now, these reasons are a bit easier to address, but we can go further. So it's like we have a wobbly stack that's turtles all the way down. Bonus nerd point to anyone who gets that reference. So we go down the stack of turtles, this metaphorical thought process, until we find the wobble. And this is where we can make a change by trying to fix that wobble. So for example, people develop this motivation to procrastinate because they think that the experience of preparing will be negative. This thought in turn is informed by a set of beliefs, such as the belief that preparing is boring. So I haven't prepared because I haven't got around to it, because I think it'll be a bad experience, because I think it would be boring. Now we're at the wobbly turtle, the point where science tells us we can make a change. It's a lot easier to show people that preparing can be fun, or at least not tedious, than it is to get that sweet spot of scared enough but not too scared. So far I've found a few of these wobbly turtles. The next step is to try to find ways to steady them, and then hopefully that'll steady the stack, metaphorical thought process, and people will act in the way we want them to. Not manipulation, guys. It's fine. I'm not evil. I'm good, I promise. Thank you.